Welcome everybody. My name is Bill Rothermel. I'm Secretary of the Board as well as the Chair of the Car Selection Committee here at the AACA Museum located at 161 Museum Drive in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We're located just off Route 39, about a mile and a half from where all the action takes place at Hershey Park. This is another episode of what we call Collection Chronicles, whereby we tell you about different cars that are part of our collection. This particular car is a more recent donation and quite honestly one of the more popular cars in our collection. It's a 1965 Pontiac GTO Convertible. The GTO was born as a result of GM saying no to putting this size motor in an intermediate car. GM had a ban on doing that. When this car was introduced in 1964 as the Pontiac Tempest, along with the Chevy Chevelle, the Buick Special and Skylark, the Olds F85 and Cutlass, this was a car that was not supposed to be. Ad man Jim Wangers, along with John DeLorean, who was the head of the Pontiac Motor Division at the time, had the idea of putting a bigger engine in a smaller intermediate sized car. The intermediate sized cars were born in 1964, as I mentioned, this being the second year for the car. They actually snuck it past the GM brass by making it an option on the Pontiac Tempest, or the mid-size Pontiac Tempest Le Mans, I should say. It was a special equipped vehicle, 389 cubic inch engine, 4-speed manual transmission, red striped Tiger Paul tires, centered metallic brakes, and a few odds and ends of the GTO description on the car. The GTO name in itself is quite interesting because it was a stolen name from Ferrari, Gran Turismo Omologato, and that name was actually stolen from Pontiac to put on this car, creating a bit of a controversy in and of itself. There was a very famous road test done by Car and Driver magazine, which was kind of a fledgling magazine at the time, and they pitted GTO versus GTO, of course taking the Pontiac against the Ferrari. That ended up surprisingly in the Pontiac's favor in terms of straight line acceleration, although the Ferrari of course trounced it in the corners. There are rumors that the GM car was a ringer. It had been given the Royal Bobcat treatment from GM, and it was really a 421, not a 389. But those stories are legend and lore and not really verified that they are true. One of the things that's especially interesting about this car, I think, is the fact that the interior is metallic red. We would never do a red metallic interior today, but it's a neat car because it has not only the bucket seats and console, it's a 4-speed 389 tri-power under the hood, and this particular car also is equipped with power steering and power brakes. Of course, the great redline tires, along with what we now call poverty caps or dog dish wheel covers, which was the base wheel cover that came with the car before you ordered anything fancy, but it gives the car an especially, I think, muscular look. The GTO is legend, of course, the song by Ronnie and the Daytonas, GTO. I'm not going to sing it, but if you want to look that up, it's a great song for this car, especially when you're out cruising or taking this to cruise night. Once again, one of the great cars in our collection here at the AACA Museum. You can check us out online at www.aacamuseum.org.